Hey, welcome back. It's Tuesday. We were a little bit of a day behind. Yesterday, we started in court in Horry by picking a jury, so there's a lot going on. I had a jury coming in, and that murder trial got up and running yesterday afternoon. It should finish this week. They are up there this afternoon. Excuse me. Today's Tuesday, so it should last till probably Thursday or Friday before it's over. But it's a murder case. It's about 1.5 to 2 years old. But last week was a really great week for us. Had a trial. We had a number of pleas, and we've sent out these press releases. But to go a little more in depth on those, this Collins Bates, 32 years old, right, from Columbia. Ends up with 15 years in prison. Now, Collins Bates and a group of people from Columbia decide somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning that they're going to come to Myrtle Beach. Now, this is sort of irrational to me that you would strike out on a trip at that time in the morning, but they did. Carload, obviously everybody's grumpy in the morning. About the time they get to Myrtle Beach, an argument had ensued. They go to kick the victim out of the car, and then Collins decides to shoot her and struck her in the abdomen. Apparently she gets back in the car. They get pulled over on a traffic stop, and you've got a person in the car mouthing, "Help me," to the police officer. You know, it's just goes again to show you that these police, when we are pulled over, be as non-aggressive as you can be, because these guys are seeing stuff like this. There's a person in the car mouthing, "Help me." He never expected to pull up on that. It's a North Myrtle Beach policeman, and the incident took place in Myrtle Beach, but he helped her out of the vehicle, put everybody in detention. Come to find out, Bates had shot her, and he gets 15 years for his part in that. And it's a most serious offense, so he's going to serve quite a bit of time on that 15-year offense. The trial last week was a guy named Kevin Pinland, 39, of Hope Mills, North Carolina. You know, I keep telling you, and over half of these are not our local people. Columbia, Hope Mills, it's people within a 2-hour range coming to Myrtle Beach or coming to our area to do wrong. Well, Kevin had decided to overstay his time in a U-Haul, and was running, had a big quantity of methamphetamines or meth in the back of the U-Haul, wrapped up with burglary tools and various other crimes, possession of stolen vehicle. The amount of meth was over 100 grams, but less than 200, so a big amount of meth. He was offered a plea deal early on. He did not want that. What we try to do is, after we offer you the first plea deal, we go up on the plea deal. So he goes to trial, and even though there was a lot of people commenting at how much time this was, that was the mandatory minimum for the amount of drugs that he had in the vehicle. 25 years, he'll have to serve. It's a most serious offense. He'll have to serve almost all of that before he becomes eligible for parole. He's almost 40 now, so he'll be in his 60s when and he's lost a good part of life. But if you're in a stolen vehicle, that brings a lot of attention to you, so you may not be wanting to run a bunch of meth out of it. That never works out well. But thank goodness that they do stuff like that, or he would still be out walking the streets. Another very dumb thing, Jake Lakowski, 56, of Myrtle Beach. he gets in a fight. He's got a drinking problem, obviously. He gets into an argument when his roommates try to kick him out, and he decides to burn the place down. If he can't stay there, nobody can. And the victims' roommates have to jump out the top floor window, some of them, to get away from it. He was charged with arson second. That's what it was. If any of those guys had gotten killed in that, or a firefighter or a police officer, it would have been arson first, and it would have even been stricter penalties. But he got 10 years on that. We were asking for up to 20 years, but his lack of a record probably helped him in that. But he had planned this thing out. He got mad. He went and bought gas cans, filled up with gas at a convenience store, and then come and set the place on fire. Adam Hartley, 38, of Dillon, another, all of these guys are from somewhere else, comes to Myrtle Beach. He's got a gun and possession with intent to distribute meth. So it's that is simply a matter of how much it weighs. It was too much for one person to ingest, and the statute says you can infer from that it's for sale. So second offense of meth and the gun charge, he got 12 years on that. Of course, he'll be about 50 when he gets out of jail or prison. And finally, this is one of our locals, Christopher Vereen, 32, of Longs. He had trafficking weight, fentanyl, 14 grams, and that was a second offense for possession with intent to distribute fentanyl. So 2 different charges. He got 15 years in prison on the trafficking charge and 5 for the possession with intent charge, and they run consecutively. So he got 20 years. At 32, he'll be closing in on 50 when he gets out. Hope to be able to update you on this murder trial this week. There'll be a lot of other pleas that go on in another courtroom. So have a great week.